Hi, folks. This is John with Remodeling Wizards of Maryland, and I'm here today as part of our Ask the Contractor series to answer another question. Now, this question comes in from Susan B., and she asked, "Can I install a luxury vinyl floor on top of my existing tile?" Now, the answer is sometimes. And what I mean by that is that there's a couple conditions that you need to have in place before you install luxury vinyl on an existing tile floor. One of the things that needs to be done is that you need to take a good look at your existing floor. That floor needs to be level, it needs to be very rigid. So, for example, let's say we want to do this in the bathroom. So, one of the areas that you want to look at is around the toilet or around the tub. You want to make sure that there's no soft spots in the floor. Soft spots in bathroom floors are usually caused because there's a leak. Maybe your tub overflowed at some point and the moisture just got under the tile and stayed on the subfloor and softened it up. Sometimes we find that a toilet is not set properly, and over years it just has some seepage that continues to rot the subfloor around the toilet. So in that case, you would need to remove your tile and replace the subfloor before you either put luxury vinyl down or go back and put new tile down. The other thing you want to look at is your floor level. If you have dips in the floor, maybe some cracked tile, sometimes that can be repaired. So, for example, if you have a cracked tile, you can pop up the tile and use some mortar or self leveler and fill in the space, make it smooth, and then at that point you can take luxury vinyl and go right over top of the repaired tile and the patched area. Um, the other thing that you want to look at is the luxury vinyl itself. Not all luxury vinyl is created equal. Um, in the case of trying to span over a tile, what you need is a luxury vinyl that's actually made to do that. So what I mean by that is you need something that's pretty rigid. And some of the luxury vinyl that you see in the stores is very flexible. It just folds up and down, and you just hold it and you can see. But you want something that's built in a way where when the manufacturer builds it, they put a center core in the luxury vinyl that's rigid, and that would keep it give it the ability to span over grout lines, for example. Um, Now, if the grout lines are too big, anywhere, let's say over a quarter of an inch, you may have to go over the grout lines with a self leveler or a pouch and smooth those out. But typically, if you buy the right luxury vinyl floor, it should be able to span over the grout lines. The other thing that you want to look at when you're buying your luxury vinyl floor is, does it have an underlayment built into it? I mean, the reason you want the underlayment is because it helps with sound absorption, so that as you're stepping on the luxury vinyl, remember this isn't glued down; it's just floating on top of the tile floor. It will click and it may have some bounce to it. So you can buy again the same luxury vinyl floor that's rigid. It can come with, let's say, a cork underlayment attached to it, or an underlayment that can help with sound absorption. The other option would be to buy a separate underlayment, put that down, and then put the luxury vinyl floor on the separate underlayment. But once you start getting into that, you're adding steps. It adds labor. It could add more cost to the job by doing it in two steps versus buying the correct luxury vinyl plank or luxury vinyl tile. So I hope that gives you a couple tips. So again, the answer is sometimes you just need to make sure your floor is prepped properly and it's solid, and you have to make sure that you get the correct luxury vinyl planking or luxury vinyl tile that is made to go over top of an existing tile floor.